So I've been asked a couple of times along the way how this book came into existence, how Promisero Academy came to be. And to be honest with you, it's been a long time coming. And one of the reasons that it's come up is that if you look at my resume, author doesn't really seem to fit in there. I did a Bachelor of Science in Microbiology and Immunology. I've worked in pharmaceutical companies, biotech. I then went on and did a Bachelor of Science in Nursing and worked as a registered nurse for 7 years. But my whole life, I have loved books and stories and writing. It's just not something I ever really thought about as a career. I'm not entirely sure why, because in the back of my mind, I think it was always something that I wanted to do. And when I sat down and was like, do I actually want to publish this story that I finally have sat down and written? I realized that I have wanted to do this since I realized as a kid that it was people that made these stories that I loved. Now, Promisero Academy itself took a very long time. I was going through some of my old stuff and I actually found a sketchbook, and it had sketches, not very good ones, but headshots of 3 of the main characters, Adrian, Aurelia, and Ari. And they were dated November 2008. So I've had the idea for this series and this book in my head for a very long time. Because of life commitments in school and that kind of thing, I didn't actually start writing it until 2015, 2016, something like that, which is when I started working as a nurse. Because I was working full-time, at least as a nurse, I obviously couldn't write full-time, and so it took a while. And as the first book I've ever written, I had a lot to learn. It has been revised and rewritten, and there have been a whole bunch of people along the way that have helped out, for which I am incredibly grateful. And I do consider this to be kind of a launching point. I am very proud of this book and what it is and how it came to be, because it did take a long time and it took a lot of people and a lot of effort. And hopefully, as an author, I only get to go up from here. But yeah, so if you are sitting at home thinking about being a writer and thinking it'll take too much time and I can't do it, it takes time. The time's going to pass anyway. So even if you are writing a sentence a week, it will still get done. Ideally, you can write more than that, but there's a lot of ideals in this world, and a lot of them don't happen, and we still manage every day. So write the story. What have you got to lose?